Good morning, friends. Today is going to be a low movement for me day because my body, um, I had some sort of big allergic reaction to something last night. Windpipes closing up, no idea why nor to what. It just sort of emerged, super strange, and my innards are feeling a little interesting this morning. So I got my nettle tea here. My voice is almost back to normal. And we start with our court cards today. And so when we get to the point of embodying the shapes, with the court card, you have two choices. Because a lot of times the court cards signify actual people in our lives, coming into our lives, who we were in our past, our younger selves, who we are going to or working on becoming our future selves. And so when the invitation for shape comes up later on in class, you can either, just take the shapes in the way that you have been, or you can get into a shape and let that inform a character and moving around as that page and finding another shape, but as that page. So it's one step deeper in some ways because you're also creating the character of the card. And maybe that feels super exciting to you. And maybe you're like, not sure how I feel about that. Um, all of which is fine. Oh, and I have I have some neck pain throughout here. So I'm going to be a little bit of extra gentle with myself. And you be as big and bold, or as in your imagination and mind's eye as is right for your body today. So, I'm taking this long pause because I'm feeling into whether to begin from the feet up or to change it up and to begin from the head down, both of which have merits. And they're kind of in my body, they're like, yes, we both want to begin, which is not terribly helpful. So, no, too many of those are cool. All right. I thought I would pick a card to see whether to begin from the top up or the bottom down. And instead, what I chose was Falstaff, which is kind of like begin in the middle with the belly. So, why not? Let's begin in the middle with the belly. And then work our way up and work our way down. I have personally never done it this way. So, starting at our pelvis, at that center between top and bottom. You're seated, rolling around on your sits bones, or lying down, rocking over your pelvis. And if you're standing, you got so many options. Making sure that the lead is with the hips rather than with the waist. And if you're not certain, stand, lift, and rotate one leg to feel where that hip flexor actually is. It might be lower on your body than you expect it to be. And let that be the impulse. And for those of you who are seated, you also might want to go into some rocks, which naturally go into arching and rounding of the spine. And maybe a little shake of it. And down to the knees. 3 gentle rotations in each direction. If you're standing, an extension and drawing back of your knees. If you're seated or lying down, making sure that the movement is guided by the heel of the foot, both front and back. Checking in with other body parts as you're doing this to make sure that you're not holding undue tension as you shift down to the ankles. You can tell I'm clenching some in these muscles of my neck that are feeling it so much. And if you're seated or lying down doing this, play with how close or how far away your foot is to your body, because it changes the amount of pressure that you can give on your toes. And you may want to roll over the tops of your feet also. Making sure that you do an even amount of rotations on each side, in each direction. Oh. And at any point, you are welcome to close your eyes. Feel into your body that way. And weight on the bottom of the foot. If you're having any sort of vertigo, don't close your eyes, because, is it vertigo? There's a physical condition where when people close their eyes, they lose their sense of relationship with the world around them, and it puts them into a state of vertigo. So I think that's I think I may have spoke there originally. But if that is one of the sensations that your body deals with, then like relaxation of the face, relaxation of the body, and up to the waist. Now, today is a day where I am very strongly rooting into my sits bones and allowing the whole of my upper spine to stay as a unit, because that is what feels healthiest and safest for my neck today. It also engages the core differently. I'm going to add a little bit of a twist after completing my rotations. Shoulders. And for all of us, regardless of our sitting, standing, lying down, being aware of how the lower body is supporting us is super important. Shoulders didn't affect my neck nearly as much as I expected them to. And now to the neck. And today I am just going to imagine these rotations. And you do what feels right for your body. Imagine dropping down and gently rotating the neck from where it meets the chest. It's interesting given the sensations that I have been feeling in and around my neck. It actually makes me wonder if I have been personally visualizing the C7 as being too low on my body. I'm not sure. And once you have done your amount of neck movements, rotations that feel right for your body today, let that head float back up. And if you're seated, you might notice that part of what helps the head float up is really rooting through those sits bones. Into our head rolls. Feeling where the skull sits atop the spine. Drawing our tiny circles with our nose. And with our chin. And let that go. And notice if your body needs to do any other movements or stretches. And if so, please take some time right now to do them. Making sure that breath and sound is invited to fall out of your body. Ooh. And you'll notice that we do not have a Shakespeare quote on the cards for this one. And however, there are quotes in the book. So I paused the recording so I could run and grab the book. And it also meant that I gave a little change. You will notice that the cards are now suddenly Lady of Quills and Lady of Scepters rather than Lord, because since I am so used to saying Lord and Lady of things, I presumed that that was the order in which Bronwyn Llewellyn had these, and I found I was incorrect. So finding a place where your body wants to do poor breathing today. Poor breathing of air. Nope. Maybe your body. Whatever you do, listen to your body. Your body is allowed to change its mind. Bringing your attention to your breath. How it flows in and out of your body. And bringing your attention to your skin. little pore, all of your little mouths opening wide. Drink, breathe in air. The pores that are connecting with the floor or furniture, yourself, clothing. Pores that are exposed, the pores that are hidden, and cracks and creases and crevices. Let every pore breathe in air and breathe in. Yellows and white, light blue. And your pore breathing does not have to be still. You can see my body wants to move today. Noticing how, if you choose to move, that affects what pores are exposed. What pores it's easy to bring in intelligence, curiosity, adbhuta, youth, vigor, wind, breathing in all your pores. And letting the sensations of air flow through your body. Let that bring you to your first shape. Breathe into that shape. Maybe that shape is a movement or a gesture. Following your breath, Take second shape. Feel into that second shape. Notice if it has a movement or gesture. And play with back and forth between your first shape and your second. And if one shape is very strong, excuse me, is very strongly on one side of the body, what happens if you do its mirror image? And adding in your third shape. Breathing into that third shape. And noticing if your third shape has a movement or gesture. And maybe you're doing this as the character of the page, the character of the lady. Maybe you're staying abstract. Both are correct. And adding, if you haven't done so already, the third shape into the rotation. Following your breath and body. Going 1, 2, 3. Going 3, 2, 1. Noticing if you're clenching in your tongue or jaw, releasing. And let that go. Notice what's different. Notice what's the same. Take a few moments to write in your journal, dictate. I just now noticed what a horrible microphone placement I had. I hope y'all were able to hear me for that. Our Shakespeare quote for the Page of Swords, Lady of Quills, said by Viola's character in Twelfth Night. By innocence I swear, and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth. And that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress of it be, save I alone. By innocence I swear, and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress of it be, save I alone. Interesting quote there from our cross-dressing Viola. And as you're ready, find the shape that you want to breathe fire in today. Nope. Bringing your attention back to your breath and your skin. Maybe you've already started breathing fire. Opening up every single pore. Letting every mouth, all over your skin, that follow all of your curves and lines. Breathe in fire. And breathe in heat and warmth. Breathe in friction. Breathe in, consuming and transforming. Breathing in the smell of smoke. And the sensation of heat. That singe, the light singe. You may notice that your breath changes. Your movements change as you drop in open pore, breathing, breathing in the fire, breathing in reds and oranges. And those fires and those little pores inspire movement while you're doing this. It is so welcome. And if it inspires stillness, rooting down and feeling like you are in the magma core of the earth, drinking in all of that fire. That is what. Let that body full of fire take its first shape. Maybe the shape has movement. Maybe following the breath. Noticing where your eyes, your gaze is. And taking another shape. Maybe it's abstract. Maybe it is from your character. the character of the Page of Wands, the Lady of Wands, Scepter. Maybe your second shape has a movement or a gesture. Maybe you're already doing it and exploring it. And when your body is ready, link the two. Letting it be full with fire. Adding in your third shape. And breathing into this shape. And adding it into the rotation. And maybe you notice that adding in the third shape changes how or where you do your other shapes. Seeing what it's like to take shapes that were standing or seated and do them lying down. Taking shapes that were lying down and seeing what it's like to do them seated. And let that go. Notice what's different. Notice what's the same. If you need help closing down your pores, just gently put your hands and lay your hands on your body, wiping in a downward rotation. taking some time to journal or notate, or just feel into the sensations coursing through your body right now, what you've learned about the Page of Wands. Grabbing a drink of water, tea. Doesn't actually give me more room like I thought it might. And our Shakespeare quote for the Page of Wands or the Lady of Scepters. Ooh, this is a long one from Coriolanus. When yet he was but tender-bodied, and the only son of my womb, I, considering how honor would become such a person, that it was no better than picture-like to hang on the wall, if renown made it not stir, was pleased to let him seek danger where he was like to find fame. To a cruel war I sent him, from whence he returned his brows bound with oak. Had I a dozen sons, I had rather 11 die nobly for their country than one voluptuously surfeit out of action. Ooh, I might read that 2 more times through. There's a lot in there. When he was but tender-bodied and the only son of my womb, I, considering how honor would become such a person, that it was no better than picture-like to hang by a wall, if renown made it not stir, was pleased to let him seek danger where he was like to find fame. To a cruel war I sent him, from whence he returned his brows bound with oak. Had I a dozen sons, I had rather 11 die nobly for their country than one voluptuously surfeit out of action. Brings up the story of my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my Uncle Stanley was only 15 or 16 when World War II broke out, but wanted to fight, but was too young to enlist. And my great-grandmother signed a permission slip, basically, that he then took to the recruiters and fought in World War II and came back from it. Never told us any of his stories or experiences there, and was definitely happiest on his fishing boat. Uncle Stanley and Bopchi, I remember you. So, coming back to your body for a moment and remembering the page of air, of swords, of quills, that lady of quills, Viola. And what shape what shape does your body want to take to remember that page of quills? Whatever shape that is, breathe into it with 3 intentional breaths. And let that go. And let your body take the shape it wants to for the page of fire, scepters, rods, wands, and give it 3 intentional breaths. And let that go. And given the amount of time we have left in class today, we'll just go through from ace to page for each. Giving y'all a little bit of a visual reminder. Wherever your body wants to be, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, let that go or go through it again while I am flipping over the cards for our same journey through fire. That Eight of Wands really wants to be hidden today. And Ace of Wands. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We only have 3 more classes left, friends. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. And for those who are wanting to join live next time, it will be Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. And for those of you watching the videos, enjoy them. Have a beautiful day.